Stakes, hot takes every single round, but mashing decks, clashing luck on the line. Are you ready for the chaos? This is the Mixed Results Podcast. Let's go!
And welcome, guys, to the Mixed Results Podcast. I am Kevin with Mixed Gaming 190, and my co-host
Nick with Unexpected Results MTG, and our guest today is the one and only Demitrusgunn.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm also actually Kevin as Demitrusgunn tonight. Kevin squared.
We are Kevins.
Kevin squared. Well, that kind of knocks the first question out of the, right off the top there. Kevin, welcome. Thank you for joining us today, Kevin.
Yeah.
AKA Demitrusgunn. How old are you, Kevin?
I gotta say, after dealing with a lot of people on TikTok, I am one of the elder statesmen, apparently. Yeah, I turned 41 this year in just a month and a half.
So now we're kind of, I'm
Funny grit in the beard.
Yep.
I'm a little sandwich here now. It's the first time we're, mixed. You're not on one side of things. We're all kind of a little bit evenly spaced apart.
I'm still on the end of things. I'm still your youngest.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least it's like, not as ganged up on as it has been in the past.
You guys calling him old? That's okay.
It's okay,
No.
Kevin the second.
No.
Well, Kevin, where are you from?
I was born in St. George, Utah, actually.
Oh my gosh. Everybody named
Oh.
you Kevin.
Yeah, right?
I work with 3 other Kevins, too.
That's a Kevin place.
Exactly.
You guys are like the same person. Are you still in Utah these days?
No, we're out in San Diego, California.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. California kids right here. How long have you been in California for?
So I moved the family out here in 2012.
Okay.
So it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It was when the whole world was ending. Everybody thought it was the apocalypse and the Mayan calendar 2012.
I mean, it was an upheaval, that's for sure.
So what was it like growing up then in Utah? Do you have siblings? What kind of things did you do as a kid?
Yeah, I've got 2 older brothers, so I'm the youngest, the baby.
Yeah, babies.
So, got away with everything. But it was a lot of fun. I grew up in southern Utah, so it was kind of deserty and hot, and had a ton of just stay outside, children, go away from us, and caught, lizards and different animals outside. And we had a quarter acre behind my grandma's house that we would build forts on, and we actually dug out one for a fort and had like plywood over the top of it, and people didn't know that it was there. And this property got sold, and they were leveling it, like the person who bought it was leveling it with their tractor and just drove their tractor right into the fort hole. We're like, what the heck is happening? We're like, oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, we had moved away, years later, but the fort had just stayed there, just covered, and so dirt had covered it, and they just drove right into it. Like, oops.
Kevin, or I should say, Kevin mixed. This might get a little bit confusing. Did you build forts at all? I was a big fort builder growing up.
Yeah, I definitely was. I loved going out, especially when it was raining. My dad used to live in an apartment complex where there was a playground set, and when it rained, I would always go hide underneath the slide and just sit there watching the rain, just hanging out. but also like yeah, being at home building the forts inside the house with the sheets and yeah, was a good fort kid.
Home forts were definitely a natural thing in my house almost every weekend, but we built forts in my backyard several times. And I have like this vivid memory of, I don't know why, but like we're gonna build a fort and we're gonna come up with our own like fort name and who we are, and we wanted to call ourselves Savages, and so we were gonna spray paint Savages on our fort. So we went to my friend's dad to go get spray paint. He's like, "Well, what are you gonna spray paint on there?" He would not let us call us Savages, but he let us call us Vikings.
Mm.
There you go.
Mm.
So we spray painted Vikings on that and everything. But yeah, I mean, fort building was a huge part of my childhood as well.
Maybe you thought you were tagging somebody else. I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
gonna
no, no, no.
participate in that.
No,
Don't do
he
that.
was he had very certain things that he was particular about, and it was just like one of those things. It's like, well, we have to tell him what we're gonna write on it. It's like, why does it matter?
The
But
Pen
now as
15 Club. Yay! I heard that from my older siblings.
so, did you have like a typical younger brother relationship with your older brothers?
You mean we fought all the time? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
How?
we were not one of those where you see him and it's like, oh man, my older siblings and I were so close and they helped to raise me and take care of me. And I'm like, who are you guys? The Brady Bunch? Like, what the heck? I didn't have that. My oldest brother put a hole in the wall when we fought one time. Like, he might have broken a knuckle or something when he did that, but he just washed his hand because he didn't want to get in more trouble by having to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Did you? How close are you and your brothers in age?
My oldest two are just over a year apart. They were 1 year off in schooling. And then I am 4 years younger than my middle brother. So
Okay.
he was a senior and I was a freshman.
Okay.
So my gap's a lot bigger. So it was like my older brother bullied my middle brother, and then my older brother was a little bit too old to bully me, but he taught my other brother, and my other brother was like, "Well, I got bullied, so I'm gonna bully you."
Yep,
So
yep.
it was inherited bullying, but I didn't have the double brother, the double team up. That must have been tough.
Yeah, well, and you always connect more with one of them over the other as you grow up. And so honestly, my brother who was much more like emotional side of his brain versus the logical side of his brain. Um, he and I always fought more, and then my brother who you would say now just has a lot more of the tism. He and I connected on more levels. He's the one who won every science pen every year of high school and stuff, and they created math classes for him in high school. And it's like, well, I'm not going to do that, but I'll get good grades. But I'll also do well in English and social studies, which you sucked at. So
Mhm.
I'm a bit of everything. Yay!
Yep.
Well, that's good. At least you picked a little something something from each of them and just came overall. I'm
But
wonderful.
no, I was the best of all the worlds combined. You got me.
Got me.
Um. What do you do outside of your content?
I mean, I've got 3 kids, so
Yes.
I'm a dad, and that takes up most time because uh, after school activities, they all do music lessons with my wife's. She teaches at her cousin's music studio. So all of them either take lessons or are part of like rock bands or classes through there. So almost every day, one of them or multiple of them have something going on. And so getting them there, picking them up, getting them ready for bed, getting dinner ready takes up most of the time. by the time I leave work and settle down at night. So that is a lot of the time that I do have. And then after that, it's if I'm able to do things around the house to help out. And then if I end up with time to myself, I've done more things with art or with reading recently. And so get what you can when you get it.
Definitely. You are a very active father, I will say. I'm always hearing you running from two and one. If you're not working, you're with the wife and the kids in the car somewhere, or you're going to pick up, or you're at a recital or a concert. And, you are definitely a busy, active father.
Between those and with middle school and there's a musical coming up at the end of April, and so there's just a lot of stuff always going on.
But it's awesome to see how active you are with your kids and getting to the things that you can with your work schedules and whatnot. So kudos to you. A lot of parents that have been on here have been very active parents, and that's always awesome to see. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Speaking of you being a parent, you've shared a little bit with us on your TikTok that you started teaching your son magic. What has that been like?
A practice in patience. He loves it. He wants to play often, but it's one of those things where I got him the squirreled away commander deck. But it's one of those. This is the goal. I got you this. It is sleeved up. It is ready for you when you are ready for it. So I'll get it out for him every once in a while, and just let him kind of look through it and read through the cards, and enjoy the art of the cards and everything. We are just doing beginner box and jump starts right now. I got a big old fat pack of black sleeves finally. So I started just sleeving all of my jumpstart decks that I've opened as well, which has made it a lot easier to just shuffle them up and make games quicker and a lot less stressful for me, because I'm like, don't bend the cards, don't bend the cards. That's my dividend, please keep them safe. I know they're lands and they're commons. I don't care. Please keep. It doesn't matter if it's a plains. Don't bend it in half in front of me, please. But he's been really good with all that. He wasn't for a long time. Like the Pokemon cards and everything that he got, he and his brother brought me some in just like plastic bags, and they were like shape, and they're like, hey, can you look through these to see if they are worth anything, Papa? And I'm like, yeah. And I pulled out several, and it's like, when I looked at a grading website, like, okay, here's the raw thing. And it's like, well, this one would be $120 raw. It's 16 because it's just damaged. So thanks. This one would be 42 raw. It's 60 cents. It's heavily damaged. Thanks. Like I really love you guys so much. But it's been good because he has progressed with the jumpstart, where when we first started, it was like, okay, I draw a card. Now what? Play a land. Okay, I play a land. Now what? Do you have anything to play? Yes, I play this card. That's not a creature. Oh, I don't play that card. And so now he knows, like, okay, I've got this creature I want to play. It does not have haste, so I cannot attack. And so it's like
The basics.
you can see him progressing, and so it's really nice. I got the Turtles team up box with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was the only thing I got, because I didn't like the Pizza Land, so I didn't really want to get too much into the set. But I got the Turtles Team Up box because I knew it was similar to the beginner box model. So we opened that last weekend, so he's really excited to play a game against the bosses in that one. So that's definitely a next up too, because it's a little standard deck that he'll be playing. So he's really excited to do that.
Good.
Would you say that's where you would recommend most people to start if they're thinking about, teaching their kids Magic, is getting one of those beginner box sets?
I would recommend that no matter what age you're teaching somebody. Don't start them on Commander. That's like literally throwing somebody into a pool of fire in order to teach them to swim. Start with Jumpstart or beginner boxes, just so they literally see the cards, get used to a much simpler format before you go to anything else. And then if they're like, this is really good, really simple, my brain sees this, let's go on to harder things, then you can introduce what you want to introduce.
Right on.
Good advice.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know where to start when teaching Magic, just because it is such a vast game where it's like, I don't even know where to start to teach you. A lot of people don't also know that your LGS should have little welcome decks for new beginning Magic players.
Be free.
They should be free. Exactly. Keyword, they should have them and they should be free. But that's also a good beginner's place to start teaching your kids. But thank you for sharing that. I wanted to get your perspective. We've had a few parents on here, and I know a couple other people have started dabbling in teaching their kids in Magic since they're interested.
Yeah. Like I made my daughter a Taylor Swift deck with the bonus sheet Lightning, who's Ishin from Final Fantasy. And
I
so
just opened that.
I went through a whole bunch of stuff and found other things that either are, look like it could be Taylor Swift, or just like the Lightning Greaves, that's the Flipper from Final Fantasy, just all those different things, and made basically a Voltron deck that's like that. And my son Malcolm, I made him a partner deck with Malcolm, Scoundrel, and Breaches. That is a pirate treasure deck, and so yeah.
It really does help make it more impactful for the player and the new players if you make it more related to them as well, too. Makes it more exciting for them to play it. Otherwise, it gets tiring. And it's always fun. I taught my ex how to play it, and it was, a lot of patience at the beginning, but eventually we were able to have an actual game, and she was able to do it by herself and play by herself, and it was a really like gratifying thing to see, and amazing thing to see that she can now do by herself, and she doesn't need me, and she can beat me now.
And that's literally the best thing.
Yes.
You see TikToks about it, and it's like, some of it's like it'll bring a tear to your eye, and some of it are like,
How?
well,
Competition.
What have I done to deserve this disrespect?
Well, along with the life, if you're not parenting, playing Magic, or making content, what do you like to do in your meantime?
So I like to watch anime. Like the stories where like somebody who is either unexpected has more power than people think that they should, like Osa Newbie Adventurer or I Parry Everything. I just finished the season of Scooped Up by S Adventurer on Crunchyroll. That kind of style of things where people are like, "Oh man, I can't do anything," but it turns out that they just like a crazy training regimen from other people, and they're actually really strong. And like, yay, I can dream. Then I also love the low leveling style ones that are amazing animation and fight scenes. It's like get your blood pumping. You're like, oh my god, I great. But it also enjoy them because of the with that comes the recognition of those amazing fight scenes and the animation and like wow, that's a lot of talent that goes into making, at 2 minutes took a lot of work. I've been able to get back more into reading with Zach's books that he put out. I like reading a lot. I just haven't done it in a while. And so when he released his books, I got on the Kickstarter. So I was super happy to read the first one and then test read the second one. So that was great. And then I started last year painting. Basically, for the first time, I'd done some art before, and I have artistic expressions in other parts of my life, but I really haven't ever done like the paint medium on things since I was a kid. So that's been a lot of fun to kind of grow with.
And I do have the pictures. You just let me know whenever you want me to show them, as well.
You can show the pictures. That's totally fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to talk about them later or you want to talk about them now or.
It's up to you, and if it's in the question,
Well,
we can talk about it.
First, for those who don't know about your reading in Zach's book, I mean, most people know who Zach is in the community, but you're talking about the author, Zach.
The famous author, Zach Hickok.
Yep, famous.
Hickok, and his book, Worn by Power. So that was his first book. So if you guys are looking for an awesome read, I highly recommend it as well. Demi has gotten to read some of Zach's future work that's going to be coming out. And I have yet to, but I've talked to Zach about being able to as well. So I'm excited to jump into that when I can. But for those of you who don't know, go check it out. It's a great read. It's a great, awesome book by a great, awesome person.
Enjoyable.
But yeah, let's show some of the art.
Yep. First, we got the frog tongue. I don't know if you can see it on your end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got it up down here. That's funny. So that's a fun story, because and I see that she's actually in the live right now. We were talking with one of our friends, Painted by Planeswalker, about when she was a kid, about something that happened with her brother. Her brother literally threw a frog into her open mouth when she was laughing. And like that image just stuck in my head so much. And I knew that I was going to be sending her some stuff. And so I wanted to send her an altar. And once we had talked and said that story, I was like, okay, I want to paint that. So I have to figure out what card to paint it on. I was on Scryfall looking up cards with frog, and then I saw frog tongue. So I was like, it's got to be tongue. So I did that one. That was probably the most detail altar that I had done, with like tiny little
Details.
lines and stuff. So that was a crazy one.
I have all of your paintings up, all the ones you sent me. So we can talk about each one individually, or however you want to talk about them.
Yeah, you can just kind of pull them up one by one if you want. That's fine.
Have them as a group. So I'm sorry.
We have them as no worries.
So let's do this one first.
Oh, so that's the one that I actually just finished the other night.
Love this.
That's like my this is one of my favorite animated movies of all time, Treasure Planet. Uh, and this is probably my favorite alter that I've done so far, just because I'm like, I had an idea in my head, and then I put the idea onto like a concept, and then I found the images that I wanted to use for that concept, and then I put those images on a sketch, and then I put them on a card, and like it actually turned out how I wanted it to look.
You planned it out.
And that was like a yay moment, like in my brain. Oh yeah, I did that the other night, so I was really happy with that one.
That's awesome, man.
And I love Morph. I have to love Morph and Treasure Planet.
Mm-hmm. And then we got all these.
Yeah, so the island that you see there is actually my very first one that I did. In the second row, it kind of started me on the journey, and it was a weird meandering way that I started, because we would have these lives where a bunch of people would just randomly be live and be art happening, and they'd be like, okay, cool, and I would hang out. I wouldn't be really doing much, but and Altered has some TikToks where she shows how to foil cards from probably a year and a half old by this point, that I had told her, I was like, you've got to show people how to do this. And so she put those up, and I watched them, and I told her, I'm gonna do this. I swear I'm gonna do. So I finally got around to stripping some foils with acetone, and then one of the nights that they were doing that, I had got some acrylic paint markers. I said, okay, I'm gonna do one too, guys. Woo! And I did that, and it got like really positive reaction, which, not gonna lie, wasn't expecting, because I have, just FYI, if you two didn't know, I suffer from CD, crying disorder. So when I talk about a lot of things, I will get emotional. But I've had the privilege of surrounding myself with a lot of amazing people. My time here on TikTok that never thought would be possible. And there are so many amazing artists that I have learned from. And apologies if I don't remember somebody off the top of my head, but the people that have helped me along my journey from there and been on those different art things with me have been like Rin Altered and Painted by Planeswalker, Mythic Red, Samiha, Mana and Splinters. I'm trying to think. Like I said, I'm sure there's other people. I think Pumbaa's answered some questions for me. Ash Alters has answered questions for me. I feel like I'm definitely forgetting somebody. Now I'm going to feel bad. It's been, TM encouraged me a lot, but I did that island, and everyone was like, no, that's really good. Like, okay, yeah, no, like I see your all stuff, and that's really good. This is me scribbling on a card, like, stop. and they're like, no, Demi, that looks really good. Like I want that. Please give that to me. And I did the swamp next, and then shortly after that is when the unfortunate circumstances around Lonnie happened, and I made the decision to put tell Lot, like, hey, give me a couple days and I can put a land cycle up. And so I finished I had a mountain done like right before all that happened, and so I finished the last two with the plains and that, and put those up. But I was terrified because I wanted to help in all the ways I possibly could, but at the same time, I absolutely felt inadequate in every sense of the word, in every definition that it could be, when all of the people that I am around are incredibly talented, and I am seeing it all the time. And they'll just throw something together, and it's like, wait, how did you do that? I can't comprehend how that happened in 5 minutes. How did that go from a sketch to a realistic person? My brain just exploded. And so to tell you that when Steph bid on those cards, that I literally like ugly cried and wept for like a minute is not an exaggeration. Because there was a little bit of like personal validation, but also like so much relief. That's like, oh my goodness, they're not just gonna sit out there. No one's gonna get them. But there was a tiny piece of me like, oh, somebody did want them. Okay, thank goodness. So that was the start of my journey. And I've done some more things with acrylic markers. I did the unicorn. That is it's supposed to be Tina Belcher on a unicorn that I did as Anna Kenred, which I am going to build as a commander because she seems really fun. It's in the bottom right, next to Joker. And yeah, down there. And then I also started my I don't know, my journey into actual like paintbrush work. I did not send mix my first monthly altar challenge of Krampus. I did not want the podcast to possibly get a strike on TikTok because it is a little fleshy and potentially NSFW. But yeah, I did do some other ones with Cartman there with the fear of abduction, and Morpheus offering Neo 2 specific blue pills with giant growth. And then I did the Joker, trying to play a little trick on people with shock. So that's definitely been fun to paint and just hard as heck. I see these altars on TikTok and I'm just like,
yeah,
good job, everybody. And a ton of it is, how long they've been doing painting or art or altering or just, that type of work already. I haven't. So I have to recognize that within myself, and I understand that. And I just know that I want to continue to do it because it does bring joy to me.
It's awesome. Want to thank you for sharing about your CD as well. Fellow one over here. It is a yes, it's a daily thing.
Yeah.
If not multiple times a day. But yeah, no, thank you for being open about that. So
Yeah.
appreciate that. What you it started all in the lives. Would you say that Krampus one is your favorite, or would you say the one that kind of started it all is your favorite?
The Morph one I just did is my favorite now.
Okay.
But obviously, like that land cycle will definitely hold like a special place in me because that's like the kind of the thing that sparked everything. And so far, that's the only one that I've actually like sold. You know,
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
I do have some plans in the works on some things that I'll post in the future. So
Keep on the lookout.
yeah.
I do want to quickly say sorry, but um, it's really cool and amazing about this art community and how it's also integrated into the Magic community as well, and we're kind of just coexisting together. Um, but like you said, some of the artists that are here and how I have a hard time of thinking. I have an idea in my mind, but it's hard for me to draw it and put it down and paint it. And it's incredible for people even just doing the lives. And I try to get up in the morning and get on TM's lives, TM Alters lives, and just to see her painting something small. But it's incredible. And even thinking of how simple it was for when we did our random lives and Mythic would paint the goobers, how fast she did it, and the idea she already had of the characters. I would take a week just to figure out how to draw it, what to do, what to make it look like. It's amazing. The art community is incredible.
And she just like fly across the iPad like, and I'm just gonna do this and then do this and I have Procreate on the iPad now and like okay I'm gonna do a line. Nope, nope, delete. Do a line. Oh yeah, fast. Okay, I'm gonna do a line. And once again, she's been working with Procreate for several years, and so she's got a ton of experience, which I know is why she's able to do that.
Mhm.
But it's still like you can have a ton of experience doing something and it can still amaze me. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, we're definitely amazed. These are people, I'm not saying they're not awesome and they're not naturally gifted, but they do have tons of practice. And I think if you guys both, you know, keep up the practice, that I think you'll be a little bit more confident in your work. I enjoy both of your guys' work very much. Not saying it's not great, but you know, you're going to get more confident and that's going to show out in your artwork. But I do agree. The frustration from it is in my head, and now I am taking my hand and putting it on paper or on a digital form, but I am drawing it, but that is not how it's in my head.
Mhm.
What's going on from the connection from here to here?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's tough.
Hey, and unexpected, do you have some your alters you've done?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Don't lie.
There's no
Yes,
there's
you
not proof
do.
of
We've
that.
seen it.
There's no proof of that.
Yeah, no.
Man.
There's no proof of that.
I think there is actually. I think there's video evidence of that.
Is it next to you right now? You want to show it on screen?
I don't have anything.
Come on.
I don't own. I don't. Oh, I mean, I have an awesome altar someone made for me.
I have
Put my
something
face
that-
on it. But the ones that I've done, I mean, I haven't done. You can't prove they exist.
Man.
You just said it. I heard you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Moving on. Headbands. Headbands. How many do you have?
I made sure to put it on for you. So the headbands started with four several years ago before I had the long hairs. When I still had short hair, I got them because I was trying to work out more and I didn't want all the sweat in my eyes. And I was like, oh, we get some headbands, yay! Um, and you you know those workouts, they really with you. So they just sat in a drawer after a little while. And then I started my hair journey 2 years ago, and um, it grew a little bit longer, a little bit longer. I was like, I would like to have it not be in my eyes and stuff, and found those headbands. And at first, I was like, I don't understand Ricky Bobby. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. Like, I didn't know, I didn't know how to put the headband on. And so once I kind of learned how it was supposed to fit on my head, then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is helpful, you know. So then I started wearing them a little bit more. Um, but I quickly realized like four is not going to be enough because if I do anything strenuous, I don't want to wear this thing 2 days in a row. Heck no, that's nasty. So then I got a pack of 8 of this like more marbly looking one. So that tides me over while I wash any that need to be washed. All good. I also have I got a pack of Harry Potter scrunchies. So I've got 3 Harry Potter scrunchies if I do the scrunchy look or the bun look.
Oh,
And then
nice.
I've got normal like black hair ties too that there's the normal thing that people can use as well.
I used to be a long-haired bun man myself, and I definitely cut off a couple sleeves of t-shirts for impromptu headbands from time to time. So
And seriously, I didn't even register at first in like the intro video. I was just like, oh, that's a weird hat. Hey, wait a second. And then you're like, do it for you headbands. I was like, hey, I see what you did there.
it was funny when we're
Yeah.
doing the videos. Mick sent me his videos. I was like,
Oh my
I was
gosh.
thinking about doing a headband in the our second part, and he was like, well, I don't really have a headband, and I was like, just cut off a sleeve of shirt. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I also made the intro with a random thing in my head, and I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't have a headband. I don't want to make it look funny. I want it to be a serious video. And so then I was like, okay, I'll make a regular intro, send it to
Yeah.
him, and he's like, no, let's do a headband. I was like, okay,
No,
I don't have one, but I'll just get something random. So I got a pillowcase, and just
I'm a really serious guy, so it's
Yeah.
good to take it on a serious
Thank you.
level, you know.
good to know.
Yeah, very serious level. Super serious.
I'm like the Joker over here.
Joker, baby.
Why so serious? No? Okay.
Wanna
Well,
see how I got these scars.
Along with your headbands, what we love, we also love your Music Mondays. What inspired you to start doing them?
So I've always, since I was, a wee little lad, um, I sang in church choirs or school or whatever. I actually literally sang soprano. You hear that as a joke. Like, no, I sang soprano until my voice started changing in my preteens. And then I did choir all throughout high school, and I sang all throughout college. I was the only non-music major who was in the chamber choir at my college. Like, there's the regular collegiate chorale, but then the chamber choir was a fully auditioned group, and I was afforded some pretty crazy opportunities with that group. We did some international competitions that were above and beyond what normally happen in colleges. Yeah, I've been to Germany twice. I've been to Spain and I've been to Japan from my chamber choir group, which was pretty sweet. Um, I can actually say I'm a 3-time Olympic gold medalist because of them too.
Wow.
Yeah, because we competed in the International Choir Olympics and won gold medals in all 3 of our categories. So yeah, it was fun. That was my freshman year of college. It's like, how do you freaking top that? Like,
Oh my god.
crazy.
Sick.
But yeah, so I've always sung, and it's always been a really big part of my life. Um, and so I knew when I started TikTok that I would eventually want to incorporate that. It's just you can't. Didn't want to start going in 6 different directions. I knew I needed, okay, I'm going to start TikTok and focus on Magic the Gathering, do pack openings, talk about news things, talk about some opinions, just do that sort of thing. But then once people know who I am, what I'm about, that sort of thing, I'll be able to branch out a little bit more. And so I just kind of followed that plan, and I've been able to do that. Honestly, I don't post as much anymore as I did at the beginning because life has gotten crazier since I started.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I've still kind of followed that same thing where I branched out into the Music Mondays and I've posted some poetry and um, there's other stuff that I would like to do as well. I mentioned to you that I've got goals for 2026 that I would like to do with TikTok. There are uh, content creators in the greater San Diego area that are MTG content creators, and one of them is even an ambassador. And one of my goals for 2026 is to play Paper Magic with at least 2 of them.
Nice.
Nice.
And then one of them, I want to write at least short story of one of the ideas that I've been fleshing out in my head and on an actual like mini storyboard. Yeah, Zach really inspired me with uh, talking to him and how Wraithburn and the Worn by Power theories had been something that had been with him since he was a teenager. And he finally was like, no, I just need to take the leap. I just need to do this. And so he finally did it. And I'm like, you know what? I have always wanted to write and I would, put short stories together and that sort of thing. And so one of the things I want to do in 2026 is actually do a short story. So that's one of the things I want to also do. And yeah, just continue to show people the different sides of me. And hopefully they still like me at the end.
I don't think that's ever going to be an issue, Demi. You are one of the most likable people that I've ever met. You've got a heart of gold and humor for days. You're a hilarious person that keeps me very entertained. But that is crazy that you have that musical background. I had no idea. No idea. Like, you 3 different countries, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Which one was your favorite?
Germany is my favorite by far. I love Germany. Yeah, we got to do a week there the first time, and then the second time it was 3 weeks total, and that was amazing. We were we did a small competition, which we won in northern Germany, and then we traveled down to like the Mark Overdorf choir competition. We placed in second in that one, but it's one of the main chamber choir competitions like in the world. So even placing second is like, hey, that was great, guys, good job. But we were invited to be the seminar choir after that competition. So all of the directors and anyone else who wanted to be part of a conducting seminar after that competition stayed and learned more about conducting. And we were the choir that they were, conducting while they were learning the different stuff. And
That's
so
cool.
we literally stayed in a castle that was converted to a musical conservatory for a week, and my window looked out on the Alps in southern
Oh,
Germany. And so like in the morning I would just get up and go down to like the local market and get some like breads and cheeses and meats, and then come back, and in midday we'd have about 2 hours of choral seminar, have lunch, and have about another 2 hours of choral seminar, and then we'd be done for the day, and we'd just kind of wander around the town and hang out with everyone. And we did that for like a week and a half, and it was amazing.
Sounds amazing. That sounds incredible.
This is like, wow, what is this life?
I'm I'm very jealous. I took German in high school because we have a German exchange program at my old high school, and I was told after German 2 I would not be welcome back for German 3.
No, I went AP German, but I did not study very much, so I did not pass the test. But I had a German foreign exchange student my senior
Oh,
year.
very cool.
Or actually, I think it was, we had the German foreign exchange student junior year, but after that is when they shut down the travel,
Okay.
and so we weren't allowed to go over there, even though we had like fundraised for it and stuff. And so, yeah, it was really sad. A couple of my friends just did their own trip and just like
Mhm.
went over there. And I'm like, oh, to be one of the rich kids.
Have that money.
Yep. Funny story, the two trips in middle school and in high school that I had a chance to go on, I was prevented by both my teachers from going on those trips. For some reason, I don't know why. Um, it wasn't for any legitimate academic reason. I just was told that I would not be going.
Weird.
Hmm.
Weird.
Hmm.
No idea.
Weird. No idea? No idea at all?
Okay, so I got an argument with my middle school English teacher because I read The Hobbit for my book assignment, and apparently it wasn't my reading level, and so she said she wasn't going to allow me to take the test, which would uh, disqualify me for the trip.
What reading level is Tolkien supposed to be?
Yeah.
It was 7.2, so seventh grade. The Hobbit
Okay.
was apparently seventh grade reading level. And I was at an eighth grade reading level. And so I was not allowed to go on the trip because I read a book that was lower than my reading level.
Can I ask a question?
Um,
Did you know about that before you read it? And you
absolutely.
chose not to listen?
You're like, I'm rounding up
Kevin,
everything, baby. It's
I don't know if
7.2,
you,
not 7.
I don't know if, like, I, I've said this before. Reading is a tough thing for me unless I get really enveloped in a book.
Yeah.
Um, Zach's book, Worn by Power, I'm 3/4 through my second read of that book right now. But Tolkien, The Hobbit, I read the books very young, and in elementary school, I would do all my book reports on holes because it was the only book that I read in elementary school.
Okay.
And so in middle school, anytime something book related came up, I did The Hobbit.
Stanley Yelnats was a hero of yours, eh?
Oh yes, big hero. Oh, Zero was my hero. But yeah, no, and in high school, I just I passed German, but I wasn't an active participant But I was a big proponent of the trip, and he thought I was going for the wrong reasons, and said that I have a choice of who to accept into my German 3 class, and you will not be welcome. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
That's
Oh, that teacher didn't sound very nice.
yep.
He was fine. I didn't help. I didn't help. He was very particular. Um, he was enjoyable at some points, but yeah, no, it was oil and water with the two of us.
Mm.
He did not like my humor, and I was not afraid to continue my humor if he didn't like it.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
High school was interesting. Uh, Still music. Favorite band, favorite musician. Are we a classical guy?
I mean, depending on the genre, different musicians. And my favorite musician can shift, over time. When I was first on TikTok, there's a band called Talk, Talk, that I discovered. Love them. Got to actually see them live in San Diego after I discovered them. Phenomenal show. But hands down, my favorite band right now is Sleep Token. Yeah,
Know a lot of people who love Sleep Token.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely favorite.
Well,
What was some of your favorite bands growing up? What are some of your musical influences?
no.
Oh man. That's tough because it's like depending on where I was, it's like we only had the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like 1033 alt rock station or, 1045 the Cat, where it, kind of plays the pop type things. If I was at my friend's house, he had a lot more CDs and everything, so there was a lot more to choose from. Um, so I remember we would play a lot of Aerosmith's Nine Lives album and played a lot of Green Day Dookie. That
Mm-hmm.
album got played a ton. And then whenever we would paint miniatures, like we would play it was before Hero Clicks. It was I can't remember the name of the game, but it was like a fantasy version of Hero Clicks.
Okay.
You remember it?
I know what I've seen the figures. I was like,
Yeah.
remembering the hero clicks, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
there
And
was a
it was the
different
precursor to
style
that
of those.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that,
So we would get those, but we would be like, nah, we don't want them to look like this. And he liked Warhammer, so he had all of the Warhammer paints. So we would just redo the paint jobs on them. And Metallica's San Francisco Symphony album was a go-to for us for that, those afternoons. Lot of the Metallica Symphony album. Love that. I still love that album. That's just such a great one. So yeah, a lot of rock, that genre. Um, for my CDs, because of what I was more on I don't really want you to buy that. I had a lot more pop stuff and a lot more vocal sing-along stuff. So I had the boy band CDs at home, and I actually went to the same high school that Brian Luttrell from Backstreet Boys went to.
oh, cool.
He was in a like 2 classes above my oldest brother, so my oldest brother actually sang with him in choir for
Oh, cool.
the years. Yeah, he was gonna be on the Millennium album as a backup singer. Um, he wasn't on his mission.
Oh,
Yeah,
ah,
it's like the whole that group of uh, guys from a high school group were all on as backup singers. He was not there. And he was like,
Oh.
"Yeah, great. I'm so happy." He ended up coming home like a month later too because he had a bad back. And so he was
Oh.
like, "Ha ha, ha ha, yay!" Um, yeah, so no, I had a lot of pop stuff. I'm the one who had the NSYNC album and the Backstreet Boys album and the 98 Degrees album because I liked certain ones on each one that were the really good. Like I like singing these ones. These are the good vocal ones. Okay, this one's just kind of like all over the place. Skip, skip. Um, yeah,
Right on.
it's my my stuff is all over the place. I've got on like my playlist, I've got techno, I've got alt, I've got Jewel, I've got you know Pony by Genuine, I've got California with Dr. Dre, and it's like I've got all kinds of stuff on my playlist.
Hell yeah.
You talked about miniatures and stuff. What sparked your passion for gaming and all things nerdy?
I mean, my family has always been a gaming family, like with board games or card games or all that sort of thing. But my dad was always a computer person. He worked with computers since he had been 15 when they were the size of rooms. And so we always had some form of computer in the house. Um, but it wasn't until I was like 9, I think, when I got a Game Boy. And that was the first, like, any type of console, handheld, anything, the Game Boy that I got. And I played that thing so much. So
And
much.
quick thing. It was Game Boy, not Game Boy Color, right? The
No,
big
it was
gray
Game
brick.
Boy. It was this thick,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was this big, and there was no color. The screen was like
Mm-hmm.
that size. 4 AA batteries. Yeah, no. Game Boy. OG.
OG Game Boy.
Yeah. By the way, Pokemon Blue.
Mm-hmm.
That is the version I had. And yes, I did collect all of the Pokemon, including I did get a transfer cable so that I could do the transfer trade in order to evolve the Pokemon and get the ones from the other games. So yes, I did have 151, just FYI.
Just 151?
Flexing.
Wait, you only had 151 in that game?
In the original three, in the original two, blue and red,
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
you had the 150 and then
You didn't catch Missing Gnome? The glitch Pokemon? You remember the big old thing that you would catch at Cinnabar Island? It was the glitch you could do in that game, and you would catch
I didn't.
Missing Gnome.
I know what you're talking about, but I think that when somebody showed me that, I was like, "You're gonna break your game, man. You don't want to do that. You don't want to
You
mess
know,
with that, man.
no, that was
It's gonna delete stuff, man. Don't do that."
don't do that. I've worked hard for these.
Yeah, no.
Collected them.
Like I love my Dragonite. I don't want to mess with my Dragonite, dude. Back off.
No, it was a way to like duplicate all your items and stuff like that.
No, that was one of the games that I did not. I didn't take shortcuts in Pokemon Blue. There are other games where I don't care if I take shortcuts in some games. Final Fantasy 3 was one is really funny because I got to the last boss, or it wasn't the last boss, but it was one of the later bosses, and I kept dying to it, and I was like, I hate this game. I don't want to play this game anymore. I didn't realize that I had items in my inventory that revived party members in battle. I had no idea.
Reading the card explains the card. Was that one of the
There was
things?
no description. There was no description in battle. So it was like I had saved it like literally right before the battle started, and so when I picked it up like months later, I was just like, "There's got to be some way," and I'm going down, down, down. Wait, what? What is this? Phoenix down? What? Phoenix down? What is this? Is this Phoenix down? Have I had this the whole time? Yeah. So then I beat that, and I went on to beat the game, and no. So there were some games where I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna cheat this thing. But then there were other games where I was like, didn't even know there were cheats, so I didn't. But, you know.
We talked about the Game Shark on a previous episode, and I was one of those kids
Oh
when
yeah,
I
Game
found out.
Shark. Yep. No, my friend had a Game Shark, but I didn't have a Game Shark. But I had no problem like looking up things, like that little manual thing. Like, is there anything in here?
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, never mind. Can't even do anything.
Or going to like the electronics store and getting the tips and tricks books that sometimes had the cheat, and it was like you could just get through the plastic enough that you could just memorize the cheat through it without having to buy the whole thing.
I was like, I'm not spending $12 on this. I only need it for one game.
Oh, my dad wouldn't let me. My dad's like, you think I'm gonna let you buy a book about a game, let alone a game?
I would have had to save up my money on that, and I want to buy Magic cards instead of that. Yeah, no, but yeah, we all played games. We played card games, board games. My dad and my brothers are actually the ones who started Magic with me in 1994. We started with Revised, and I always tell people it's ridiculous how I look. If you could go back in a time machine, it's kind of like Hot Tub Time Machine. If I could do that like Magic style, I would just go back to those LGSs and be like, oh, I mean, I guess I'll take this time lock for $40. Would you do 35? Because those are the type of things that I would see all the time. No, a Black Lotus for 100? Would you do a little less? Like, those were all of the cards in the display thing. It's like, yeah, I'll do a playset of Taigas for $30. Sure.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Just to think.
Oh man.
Hindsight's 2020, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, if time travel was invented, dude, everyone would be doing that, so no one would be doing that. So it's the time travel paradox.
Time travel paradox. What is your favorite video game, or a couple of your favorite video games?
I like co-op games. Those are my favorite, especially if it's like couch co-op. So my favorite is Halo 3. That is by far the game that I had the most hours in with other people, like sitting around playing. Is Halo 3 as far as that goes. Yeah.
And is there a favorite video game memory included with that, or do you have another favorite memory?
Yeah, there was a New Year's Eve where me and Cindy were waiting for midnight, and we were just like playing Halo. We're like, yeah, we'll just play Halo until midnight. And we were like, yeah, we just advancing through the story, and we looked up and it was 12:45. We're like, oh no, we missed it. We're like, do you want to stop? And we're like, I kind of want to get to this next chapter before we stop. So we played until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we played like 5 hours or something like that. Marathon session of Halo 3 just randomly, and just look back at times like that, and now they have eliminated couch co-op from so many games. You just go, I can't get that experience anymore, and it makes me sad. As far as with new games, obviously I still put Halo 3 in, and I'll play that with my kids, or Halo Reach and play Firefight and stuff like that with my kids and that sort of thing. So
Nothing beats couch co-op. I mean,
yeah,
this has been something that me and Mixed have agreed on and talked about many times on the podcast of, those are the days we miss most. Those are our golden days of gaming. Like, I used to take my Xbox and my TV to my best friend's house so we can play Skyrim in the same room. It was like, because it was not a couch co-op game, but we made it a couch co-op
Yep.
game.
oh,
So
yeah.
it's just
Me and one of my friends had a Ethernet switch port thing, and he would go for like console LAN parties, and he would set it in the middle of like a hallway. Then people would bring TVs and
Nice.
consoles, and we would be in 4 different rooms, and we would have 16 people playing Halo 3 all in one basement.
my
And oh, those were rough though, because his little brother and his best friend literally like ranked in twos in Kentucky state tournaments, and it's like, can Matt not play, please? Like, you're already good enough, and I'm gonna lose against you and your friends, but he's gonna beat all of our trash, and I just don't want to deal with that
Yep.
because he's 12, and I want to punch him in the face, and I shouldn't punch a 12-year-old in the face,
My brother used to invite his whole high school basketball team over, and that's what we would do. It was we'd have 3, 4 TVs all hooked up to a little LAN port, and it would be all night just yelling at each other from across the room. It was great.
I will
Great
tell
memories.
you another highlight memory with Halo was when I was a scoutmaster. We did a LAN party with all my scouts,
Oh.
and I went in and I kicked all their trash. And it had stick drift so bad I had to throw it away. But I specifically had a pink controller, and my symbol it was a pink symbol with a little darker pink kitty cat. And they were like, just wow, why is it a pink kitty cat? Why do you have a pink controller? I was like, don't worry about it. I guess you'll have to wait and see. And then we'd play, and like the older one of them, who was like 16, he definitely was like the second best after me. But they always were like talking like, oh yeah, yeah, and then I played, and they're like, what is happening right now? And I was like, I do bumper jumper, and so I'd be like jumping, I'd be like running out of a doorway, and then I like bumper jump up onto the ledge of the doorway, and then hit them in the back of the head as they ran through. Like, what just happened? Where did you go? Like, oh, I'm sorry. These are the tricks that we learned in the old school, man. Did you guys not know to do these? Like, we've been doing that since '02. Ah, I guess you youngins got stuff to learn. Now,
Yep.
I don't play any new FPS games. Now my kill death ratio will be like, oh, you killed nobody and you died 35 times. And I'll be like, never mind. Never mind.
Oh,
Apologize.
yeah. The FPS skill gap is hugely different these days.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hopped on Marathon the other week just to try it out, and I'm just like, man, I just can't aim anymore. I have no aim.
It's just so different because some games will have like a little bit of an auto aim system that you have to learn, like slightly pull the trigger so that it starts to aim and then you fire. And then other games, I just like, um, we used to just have to hit things. Can we go back to that, please? Because that was simpler, and I like that.
Hmm.
I mean, the most difficult thing was when I used to play CS and I had to spray up to the right just so I could hit the headshots. That was the
You
hardest thing I
mean
had to
because
learn.
it was realistic, like recoil
Yeah.
of how firearms work?
Yes, yes, yes.
Easy, easy.
Crazy. And now it's these crazy spaceship looking stuff. But yeah. If you could live in one game or movie universe, which one and why?
Harry Potter. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I so I resisted reading the Harry Potter books. I was like, no, I am too cool for school. Heck no. Everyone's reading these things. I don't want to. Not about it. Don't want to do it. My great grandma lived to be 102. And when she was
Shout out Grams.
96, and she was lucid the whole time. And when she was like 96, she was like, Kevin, I was at the store. And by store, it's like the old folks' home, like little store. And I saw this book and I thought of you and how you like to read. And so I bought it for you. And it was the first Harry Potter book. And I was like, thanks, Grandma. And I was like, I have to read this now because she's going to ask if I liked it. And so because she bought it for me, I'll read the first one. And if anyone asks, I have a legitimate reason of why I read it. My great grandma got it for me. She's 96. No one can fault me that. I read it, immediately went to the library like 3 days later and checked out the next two, finished those within like a week and a half, and checked out the next one and finished that like 2 weeks later. Um, I have the Jim Dale one downloaded totally legally, and the Stephen Fry one, who I love Stephen Fry, the actor who was, if you don't know him, he played Mycroft
Okay.
and in the older James Bond ones, or if you watched Bones, he was the older-ish psychologist guy or psychiatrist guy. And you watch like BBCs, he is on a lot of the BBCs that are similar to like the sketch comedy things. Yeah, Stephen Fry. So I really like his version too. Very different from Jim Dale. Jim Dale actually holds, I don't know if he still does, but he did for that series, Guinness record for number of unique voices in a book series for his 7-book Harry Potter series. And then, yeah, so between reading the books since that time when I was 15 and listening to the books, yeah, I've gone through the series over 100 times.
Wow.
Good job.
Your house?
So I don't bother with the actual like Pottermore test because you can just manipulate it how you want. I would either be a Ravenclaw or a Slytherin because that's absolutely how my brain works. It really depends on how much back and forth the Sorting Hat would actually have with you, like it did with Harry.
Yeah.
And if that was more of a unique case with Harry, or if it's more like you actually do have that conversation, because it would be between those two though, because there's a lot that goes on up here that just has to stay up here.
Gotcha.
But then schooling always came pretty easy. And I have a saying that everyone has a photographic memory. It's just not everyone has all the film.
Yeah.
And so tests have always been a little bit easier for me because I've got more film than some people have, and so I'm able to recall things pretty easily with a lot of stuff. So yeah, being able to have a laundry list of spells at my beck and call would be pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Pretty sweet.
I would just have to hope that I was actually a wizard in that world, since there's still a lot of muggles.
They are. If you could meet any celebrity and play or teach magic, who would it be?
Oh, probably Brennan Lee Mulligan, who is a DM at Dimension 20, and he's DMing right now at Critical Role. I started watching Dimension 20 a couple years ago, the first Monster High season, and then really liked his style, and I really liked some of the improv characters and things that he would do. So then I looked into him more and his story more, and looked into interviews that he would do more, and just really fell in love with one of the things that he stood for and the journey that he went on, and a lot of the struggle that he faced in life to get to where he is. And so to be able to sit across from somebody who has made it to a position where it definitely seems like they are now living their dream, and learn from a person like that and glean those breadcrumbs of knowledge from them would be pretty sweet in my book.
I agree. I love Brennan Lee Mulligan. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
He's a hilarious person, amazing storyteller. But like you said, his improv is so good. So good. In the other shows from Dropout that he goes on are, oh my god, he's my favorite guest on every one of the game shows.
All of them.
All of them. He's just the best. Yes.
And one that people don't always watch are the more like skit ones, where they're in like a lot of makeup, and they're answering questions as guests. Like, those are amazingly funny.
Like
Yeah.
the big giant baby one.
Brother, what have you done?
I think you're
You-
beautiful, brother.
You
That's
have
the way you
betrayed
are.
me to my core, but I forgive you.
It's so good. So good. What a moment or a few moments where the community support genuinely surprised you?
I don't know if it as much surprised me as a whole, but it was, I guess, maybe a pleasant surprise with how quickly and efficiently everything was able to come together for Lonnie at the end of last year. Because I obviously I hope to never be in that position, because that's just devastating to even think of. Um, and so it was very amazing to see the different kinds of support that were raised at different, the different levels and different types, just from all over, and kind of the reach that ended up having to. And like I said, it's not that it necessarily surprised me, because I would hope that we would all come together to do that. But it was good. It was like okay, yes, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, everyone, good job. Like at the end of a big race, it's like, okay, we did it. Like, good job, everyone, holding hands to get here.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, maybe surprised wasn't the right word to phrase that question, because you would think in situations like those, people would help out another person. But I also thought it was awesome, like how people maybe went out of their way to do something that they normally wouldn't do just because they couldn't help financially or whatever, for whatever, or any other reason to contribute. Like for you, it started out with, you doing your altars, and then this triggered like, hey, I could create a land cycle and contribute that and help him out. And so that was cool to see people in certain situations, Domo making the last second switch to do his, um, you know, Secret Santa commander deck,
The Chankmas,
and
yeah.
for Jankmas, and raffle that off to help. So it was cool to see people in the moment, not just sit and be like, oh, well, I can't, buy something on the auction. I can't send them any money or whatever it is. But there were people who were like, well, what can I do? And that was
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure.
What is some of the best advice you've ever gotten?
Man, there's definitely different pieces of advice that apply to different parts of life, but probably one of the good ones is to not. It's a two-parter. It's one is to try not to worry so much about what other people think about you, and then to give others the same courtesy, so that they can also try not to worry what others think of them. So it's like, don't worry so much about what others are thinking of you, but then don't worry about what others are doing as much either. Let
Yeah,
them,
don't.
just kind of do your thing. Just worry, because you can only affect like yourself, so
Yeah.
affect the things that you can affect, and the things that happen outside of that, they happen.
I mean, and don't make it hard for other people to feel like they can't be themselves. It's like you may not like it, but you don't have to watch it or have it in your life. But expressing, allowing someone to express them as a true person is very important.
Yeah.
So if you make it harder for them to do that, that makes their life more difficult.
The piece of advice that I give every person who is about to get married is separate blankets. That's one of the keys to happiness in a marriage, is using separate blankets,
Mm.
because then no one's hogging covers. If one person sleeps a little warmer, they can have a lighter blanket than the other person. So just a little separate blanket.
Separate blankets. Good to know.
Separate
And
blanket.
it doesn't have to be married. If you live with your girlfriend or whatever, or live with your boyfriend, start separate blankets now.
Very interesting.
That's some good advice.
Never
right
would have
there.
thought of that. So simple. So simple.
Yeah.
What's something you wish people would ask you but never do?
Um, that's tough. I don't know. Um, I mean, it's it's kind of silly. I like doing this podcast, and we actually have some different friends that do podcasts. Um, one of my favorite has been the Attempt to Cast podcast with Zach. I've really liked watching that one a lot. Yeah, definitely one that I've enjoyed. But Zach, come on, man, where's my invite? Um, is that a good answer? What some of the people I wish
that's a
people
good
would ask me
answer.
to do. I wish Zach would ask me to be on his podcast.
Yeah, Zach.
Um, I don't know. That's that's tough because it's so much easier to just melt away
Mhm.
instead of being asked anything. Because you mentioned like I'm a really funny person and all that, and I am naturally more of an introverted person, and I taught myself through high school to be extroverted. And so much of what I outwardly show are things that I learned that are not just my natural state of being. Um, I am perfectly happy just sitting on the couch, chilling with the a movie on, and do not need to be around anyone. I do not need to be the center of attention. It does not need to happen. And I don't think I used to feel that way. I think I used to feel a need for that center of attention because I was very insecure. And I like if I wasn't the center of attention, then I don't know, people were maybe talking about me. Like if I wasn't there making sure that people weren't talking about me, then they were definitely talking about me. And so like I had to be there all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but after college and after all that, I have had to grow a lot and kind of realize like it's okay. And so, as far as what's something you wish people asked you, um, I guess I get we have started to see the question more, and so it's not a but never do, but it's just a sincere how are you doing, and it's less of a but never do and ask me, and it's more of a each other.
Yeah.
Those like I saw Mana and Mayhem in here, those mental health check-in videos, uh, having mental health check-ins with your friends and just being like, hey, just thinking about you, how you doing? You know, I've been struggling a little bit recently, and just sometimes you have to be the one to be like, yeah, I've been struggling a little bit recently and
Yeah.
kind of down,
If it
but
wasn't for
you
that
know,
unexpected, and I wouldn't be friends right now.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I think
But
we would made it around eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the spark. Yeah, no, I think a lot of times we are a little bit afraid to actually say, yeah, you know what, something is bothering me. We may make it, less significant than it really is. But yeah, I think a truly sincere "How are you?" is always nice. It's always nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man and Splinters would like me to say that he wants me to ask people why my bestie is Man and Splinters. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why is he your bestie?
It's because of his insane amount of talent that he doesn't want people to know about.
Hold on,
Yeah,
I got one of those pieces of talent though.
He's so talented. Mwah.
His altar that he painted.
Yep.
yeah, and I mean, I put out a video today of the hot sauce that I ate,
Told
Mm-hmm.
you.
and
Pickle. Pickle sauce.
Mm.
pickles so good.
Everybody hit up Man and Splinters and ask for his pickle sauce.
He will give you this pickle. Let him give you his pickle.
And crush.
Oh,
We went so far, Mix.
we were so far. We're so close to the finish line.
Man likes it. It's okay.
It's good.
What is one thing that you're interested in that most people may not know?
I love all things culinary.
We got another
I've
chef
put
in
some
here.
TikToks out, so I mean, if you follow all my stuff, you might know. But I've got a smoker and a grill and a Blackstone. But I also really enjoy baking and decorating cakes. So I really love doing all that type of stuff. And for many years, that's kind of where my artistic side of things had an outlet was cake decorating.
I have the pictures.
So,
I
yeah.
have,
So if you wanna,
first is the Pokemon, the Pikachu.
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, either for my kid's birthday or for um, family gatherings, we would be asked to make
Oh,
cakes.
nope,
So we would
that one.
do those.
Whoa.
I really like the Among Us one.
And then that apple pie was actually from a work trip. We were staying in an Airbnb that had a tiny little orchard attached to it.
Ooh.
And so I told my staff, I was like, look, if you go pick some good apples, I'll make you guys an apple pie. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, I'll make an apple pie if you go pick the apples. So they picked a bunch of apples, and then we got some pie crust, and I made that at an Airbnb for my staff accountant.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the snitch was for my daughter's 11th birthday, for a Harry Potter theme, and it does say I open at the close. The unicorn was basically the first one that I did, and it's kind of like the unicorn cake like that was kind of a viral cake at the time that was starting people to decorate cakes, and so I did marshmallow fondant for the ears and the horn, and then just icing for the rest. And yeah, we also did like some sugar cookies and decorated emoji faces on the sugar
Oh.
cookies.
Yeah.
So they all really liked that.
Very nice.
But yeah, and then another thing that um, is kind of funny, but definitely saves us a lot of money is I do a lot of the hairstyling in our house. And so I sent you a picture of one of the things that Simon asked for a couple years ago.
Whoa.
Got it up now.
And so yeah, I've actually taught my kind of like passed it on to my daughter to also do with the hair coloring. So yeah, I bleached his whole head first, and then I took the mohawk that I cut and I did a rainbow dye on the mohawk.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, so he really liked that one.
That's awesome.
Blue on that. So yeah, he rocked that for the whole summer.
That's sick. I do have the picture of the smoker and the footage.
Oh yeah. So that's one I actually we just did. My mom is in town right now, and she really loves it when I use the smoker. So this is actually smoked ham.
Oh,
So those are like the smaller hams that you get,
Mhm.
like at Costco or whatnot. And so you take them, you score them. What's up, Puck? You score them, season them, and put them on the smoker until they get 165, and then you put them in like that drip tray, pineapple juice and whatnot. Then get them up to 200ish, just like a brisket, and then they pull apart like that. But it is not like pulled pork. It is a whole different ball game. Holy cannoli. It is amazing. I did it for Easter like 2 years ago, and now there are certain people who are like, if it's an event for them and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, we'll cook something. They're like, what do you want? They're like, can Kevin make the smoked ham again? So I've done this like 3 or 4 times since I made it once, and then I've done it I think 3 times since then now, because it was very popular. And even Simon, my 8-year-old, who anyone with kids notoriously knows, they do not always like meat products in general. Um, he he will devour this.
that looks really good. And did you eat it just by itself, or did you make it a sandwich, or anything
I
special with
get
it? Just...
I get King's Hawaiian rolls,
Mhm.
Mm.
and we make little sliders with it. But you
Oh,
can do whatever you want with it. It goes however. And I put that I put barbecue sauce on it, but then I put the pickle hot sauce as well on it.
oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, like, everything's better. Everything's better with pickle hot sauce.
No,
Man, and Splinters pickle.
we got a Kinder tri-pack. One of them was sweet chili garlic, and one of them was hot honey garlic. So I did the hot honey garlic and the Fury.
Mm.
Goodness,
Mm.
you it transported you. It transported you. A different plane of existence. So good.
Different plane. Well, we have one last question before we check the chat for any more questions. But what or who has been your biggest inspiration in your life?
Hands down, my mom. Had to ask it, of course.
Yep. Sorry.
She's like super caring and helpful, and so I I tell my kids that tomorrow is a new day and you can do better. And when I tell myself, hey, I know you failed today, but tomorrow you can do better than today. It's her that I think of. Um, and I know that I'll never get to her level, and so that's fine with me, because overdoes it at times with how much she gives of herself, but he's definitely my North Star in the sky of what direction I try to go. Um, the last several years of my dad's life, example that she set for the care that she gave to him, um, just was a
Thank you.
different thing to kind of see and witness because I definitely could not have done it. You know, I spent an afternoon with him, and it was a lot for me to handle in one afternoon, because he started losing control of some bodily functions at the end. Here's a really hilarious TMI story for anyone who has dealt with their elder parents in their later lives, you know, dealing with things like this. But he had a one of the things from the hospital that, you know, had the handle that you use for the restroom, but those don't have the biggest openings.
Yeah.
And he was in a wheelchair and a walker at that point in time. So he would like
Mhm.
sit in a wheelchair to be pushed around, but he could get up with a walker to walk. But when he needed to use the restroom, it was like, "Hey, countdown has started, people. You got 60 seconds from when he realizes you need to go to when it's happening." Like, "Oh, I need to go." So like, I help him up, and he's like, "Okay, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna make it over to the bathroom." We're in like a hotel room in Utah visiting my brother. He's like, the little urinal thing's in the bag over there," and I opened the bag, and it had not been washed.
Oh.
Time, like it had been rinsed.
Oh.
It had not been washed, and I have a
Yeah.
strong gag reflex. So I'm like, "Mom, Mom,
Yeah.
okay, Mom,
Oof.
Mom."
Yep.
And I get it out, and I'm like, "Mom." I
Yeah.
go over it. I'm like, "Hey, I can still help. Help me. Okay, okay, Dad. Just you know, put it in, Dad. Mom." He's like, "You gotta help, Mom."
I know I can do it, Mom.
This is where the TMI comes in. He's like, "You don't put the whole scrotum in, it's gonna go everywhere." And I'm like, those are words I have never wanted to hear my father say to me in my entire life. And I've gone 30 plus years with never hearing them. Why today? Why today? I was not prepared for this. Someone told me that you helped him, he would say these words out loud. What the hell, man? I was like, "It's not happening." He was like, "What?" I'm like, "It's not happening." I'm like, "Here's your walker. Here's the bathroom. I don't know what else to tell you, man." I'm trying not to vomit already, and if you ask anything else from me, it's gonna be more to clean up. Yeah, he was on his own at that point in time, and there was stuff to clean up, and that was life at that point in time. But yeah, so that was, you know, what my mom dealt with for like a couple of years at that point in time, and so it gave me a different perspective and made me appreciate a lot of what she did and dealt with, and definitely made me appreciate her and the love that she had for my dad a lot. Um, and yeah, so definitely my mom. And then on a lighter note, I have always appreciated the inspiration that my entire family and extended family has had in my life, or my love of games and card games and board games and singing and theater, because it goes well beyond just my nuclear family.
It's awesome to hear.
I love it. Card games and board games and stuff like that is like a pinnacle of my family. Every gathering we do, it's always board games and card games there. Love it.
She's here right now, and literally every night my kids are playing speed at the table with decks of cards or nerds or just different games. Even the 8-year-olds like, oh, 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 I got the 5 o'clock, like, oh man,
That's awesome.
I'm young.
Love it.
Look, I'm on
Pass it down.
speed. Wait, no.
Dude. I remember our family would yell and get pissed off at each other in Speed.
You guys played Pit before?
Uh-uh.
It's literally a stock market trading game that has a bell. It has different commodity cards. The whole point of the game is that you are taking cards from your hand and you're trading them. You're like 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, the number of cards that you're trying to trade with other people. You are just yelling these things like you're in the pit of a stock market. We are already like the Sproul clan is a loud clan, so like if it's my family playing this game, it's ridiculously loud. And then when you have all of the same stock in your hand, then you hit the bell. We have ruined the bell. We wake children up at night. Like, I'm allowed to play that game together.
Do you guys have a family game night? Do you try to?
No, because we're in Eastern time zone, Mountain time zone, and Pacific time zone.
Oh yeah.
Tried for a little bit, but it just was difficult with bedtimes and all that.
Understandable.
Well, that is all the questions that we have prepared for you, our good friend Kevin, aka Demitrusgunn. Does anybody have any questions in the chat that we could ask Demi for you guys while we have him?
We do have our general questions to ask while we wait.
Okay.
First, pineapple, does it belong on pizza?
Yeah, no, I have pineapple on pizza, but
Good.
don't just put pineapple on pizza. You combine salty and sweet because it's flavors that bring out other flavors within each other. That's why when you're baking like chocolate chip cookies and caramel or stuff, you put the flaky sea salt on it because that flavor will then accent and bring out the depth of those other flavors.
See that?
No,
You're not properly eating pizza because you're not.
Nope.
Getting
Listen,
the full flavor from
my
it.
debate has never been the sweet and salty side of it. I despise cooked fruit. I don't think.
Yeah, my wife hates cooked fruit.
He would
too.
never eat your apple pie then.
She doesn't even eat pie. Like,
Yeah, I don't eat pie.
Nope, she won't touch them.
Silly.
Oh, every holiday, it's pie and ice cream, and I'll say I'll have a single scoop of ice cream. Thank you. Are you sure you don't want any pie? No, I don't.
Yeah, we make sure to have like pumpkin pie for that reason, or cheesecake.
Cheesecake, yeah.
Pumpkin
I don't like
pie. Pumpkin pie is a custard pudding. It is not a cooked fruit pie.
I'm not saying it is. I just don't like it. I don't like pumpkin. I don't like
I like it.
The pumpkin spice. I don't like the fall flavor. I don't
like the fall flavor. I don't like the flavor of fall, sir.
I don't like it. It tastes like poopy. Mana and Splinters wants to know, why are you so incredibly good looking?
Because I'm on pills to lose weight. Pills to suppress my appetite.
I think that's we're not looking at your body.
I had facial hair in goatee style since freshman year of college, and it is not good when I shave it all off. The last time I did a actual full shave off was when I went down to just a mustache. Um, oh, I really should have tried to find that clip for you all. I was on the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show.
What?
I
What?
went to when I went to New York.
Okay, hold on, hold on.
You know,
You keep talking. I'll try to find it. We can put it on.
you know when they have those like audience games.
Yeah.
I was on. I must ask you a question. Or is oh no, is there a stash under that mask?
Is there
Okay.
a what?
Is there a
Is there a
stash under
stash
that mask?
under that mask? Yeah, I was the audience member for one of those one night. We were in. It was me and Cindy in New York, and we decided to try and get tickets to Jimmy Fallon, and couldn't get them initially, but they said, "Hey, you come back at this time, you might be able to get standby tickets." And we were like, "Okay, sure." So we came back. Sure enough, got standby tickets for the first taping. And I told myself, I was like, if I see people walking around, making eye contact with those people. I know how this works. I'm making eye contact. And sure enough, I saw a lady walking around with a clipboard. I was like, kind of like, hi, and she came right over, and I had a goatee at the time. She was like, hi, what's your name? I talked to her, and she was like, I have a really weird question. I was like, okay. She's like, would you be willing to shave? I was
Wait, what?
like, I would be willing to shave, but I mean, I would want to ask my wife really fast because she kind of owns this area, and she gets mad if I do that without her permission. And she had just come back from the bathroom. She's like, he can shave. Yeah, no, he can shave. What's up? What's going on? And she's like, okay, so, not guaranteed yet, but if you're willing to shave, then we have a game that we're doing that you might be able to be a contestant on. Are you interested? We're like, yeah. So she took my information down, went off, that cleared, came back and said, okay, cleared, follow me. So we went, and I went back to hair and makeup, and they shaved my goatee off and gave me just a mustache. And I was literally with people who do like makeup and hair for SNL. And while I was in the chair, Ice-T came and sat, like if I was here, he was where that poster for Music Fest is, in a chair, just getting his hair and makeup done, just talking to the makeup lady. And I was just like, happening right now. It was amazing. So
That's so cool.
yeah, it was one of those moments where I was like, I'm going to manifest this, and I actually did manifest it.
That's awesome.
Can't find it, but
What Mana Mayhem asks, what is Demi's favorite hot dog toppings?
I love chili cheese dogs.
oof.
Love chili cheese dogs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Chili
I-
with beans or no beans?
Oh, I'm from Kentucky as far as raised, where we have Skyline chili, which is its own form of chili.
Mhm.
Which Skyline chili you need to have with spaghetti and cheese and onions. Now that I have grown up more, I don't really want Skyline chili cheese dogs. I want dog chili. Now, it comes in a can from the store and it says hot dog chili. So it doesn't have beans in it if it's going to be like my ideal chili cheese dog. Now, if I don't have that, will I take a can of chili and cook it on the stove and still make a chili cheese dog out of it? Yes. But love to have hot dog chili instead? Absolutely.
Good to know.
So fun tidbit. I used to run a quote unquote German beer hall where we did 5 different sausages, pretzels, tater tots, the 4 most popular beers in Germany and everything. And when I took over the restaurant, the biggest thing is I said, I'm handling that chili because I want a meat sauce chili and not chili chili. And that was the first thing I did was we changed it to a meat sauce, whereas meat cooked in chili spices. So big yes on that.
Yep.
No, that's like the good stuff for like, you know, sausage.
Yep.
What you want.
Wow. Chef said favorite childhood TV show.
Oh, that's tough. Favorite childhood TV show. I mean, I remember quoting Not the Mama from Dinosaurs a lot as a kid. I mean, it was a lot.
I'm the baby, gotta love me.
I mean, there was a lot at that time. You know, like, hi, I'm Eek the Cat. You know, I loved Eek, loved Bobby's World, those cartoons. And I don't know if I could pick just one. It was kind of like as a kid, the whole like Saturday morning cartoon block. Then once Nami came out when I was like 9, 10, being able to watch Dragon Ball Z was like, this is the greatest thing to ever happen in my life. And I loved watching Dragon Ball Z.
Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Rurouni Kenshin was
Yes.
one of my favorites.
Mixed won't know anything about Toonami.
Nah, man, I'm lost.
The robot that evolved over the years in his spaceship.
He has a goodbye to everybody when Toonami went off. It was one of the most saddest things I've ever watched in my life. When Toonami said goodbye. But so Mixed, it was a late night, basically cartoon.
Toonami was like middle of the day when you got home from school.
But didn't it transfer to late nights?
And then they had Adult Swim.
I thought you.
Okay, maybe I'm misremembering.
They also had Toonami during Adult Swim.
Okay,
it was different Toonami.
Got it. But it was like a evening block of cartoons and anime shows that weren't necessarily quote unquote mainstream. Like Dragon Ball Z.
Appropriate.
Yeah. But that was like my first introduction to like true animes, not like, you know, your Pokemons and stuff like that, but your true Eastern, you know, Japanese.
How young you are? No. Mixed is young.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying at all. I'm just thinking of Scooby-Doo I watched when I was a kid. So
Scooby-Doo was around for everybody, but
Scooby-Doo's been around for a while.
Ruh-roh.
Hello to everyone in chat. I see you. Killer and Fat Jesus. Chef, hello. Yeah, Chef, I know. I'm just literally not on TikTok as much. I know.
Scooby-Doo and Cyber Chase was the best. Sorry.
I think it's everybody has been a little bit on a downtick in content creation with the new year going on anyways. So I don't think it's just a couple person thing. It's been a lot of people.
I think it's just the new year. I think part of it was the ownership transition and TikTok being literally broken for like a week straight.
Yeah.
Like my friend FYP is still just messed up. Like half of the time when I go to my friend FYP and it says I have over 99 new videos to watch, most of them are a month old.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, where were these a month ago? Why are you showing them? Why are you showing me them now instead of a month ago when you were showing me stuff from November?
I get them all the time.
That was like been frustrating to me. It's just like, Get with the program. Like, this is ridiculous. They have timestamps.
Yeah.
Today has a timestamp. Tell me the most recent ones.
I wonder if it's like some super secret setting that it's just like you need to adjust your friend's timeline setting or whatever it is, and it's like sort from most relevant to most current or whatever. I don't know. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, no. Well, the thing is, Dragon. Not only that, I remember watching. You'll know this one, David the Gnome and Gummy Bears and all
Mhm.
those. I watched those too. Rika's Castle. Rika's Castle. I remember all those too. The terrible, like, dark side of the Smurfs lore as far as where people think it came from, Carter Book Dragon? Like,
He's got to, right?
fairy tale lore? Why they're all blue?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Should I?
oh.
Blue because they are the mushrooms that have grown from the children lost in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Who? How? What?
Yeah, children go sleepy night night forever, and mushrooms grow from econ.
Where did that
So,
come from? Or is that actually?
in fairy tale folklore.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
hooray!
Right.
Well, yeah, Taylor, makes sense.
Does
Old
anybody have any more questions for our good friend Demi? He's been sitting in his office for quite some time. I'm sure he's wanting to escape that place.
Is there anything you want to tell everybody? Any upcoming things you want to mention? I mean,
something that's really, really important to me that I want to get off my chest. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. We are the gummy bears.
Nope.
That's it.
Nope.
I love it. I love it.
Oh.
No, I've got stuff that I'm gonna be doing, like art and whatnot, but other than that,
Can you do the DuckTales theme right quick?
tails, woo! Danger right behind you. Man, what were the other words? Stranger right beside you. Down on fairy tales, it's DuckTales, woo! Down, 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 DuckTales, woo! I don't remember all the words to it though.
Hmm.
All I remembered was DuckTales Woo. So
Definitely don't remember all the words to another tailspin. That's what I remember with tailspin. I just remember the drum intro to that one. Tailspin was great.
Darkwing Duck. Everybody's asking for
Darkwing
some
Duck was
stuff.
great. Gargoyles. Oh my god, Gargoyles was such a crazy show. Like, if you go back
Gargoyles
and watch
peak.
it now, you're like, I don't understand how Gargoyles works anymore.
Oh, you owe a Music Monday for Chad.
Oh, I know. I've never ending story. Trust me, I know. It's a duet, and I told a certain somebody that they need to do the duet with me, and they still haven't. There you are. You're still watching the live, that is. No, I have one piece of music that I printed out that I need to take my mic from my computer and plug it into my iPad. I just recently realized I think I can use GarageBand, do a multi-track on here versus trying to record things and then do an editing software overlay.
That'd be cool.
I have one that is a 4-part, like, it's not Gregorian chant, but it's like 4-part chant harmony that is a little that's just a little ending teaser, so yeah, and just saying.
Love it. Love it. Well, if there's no more questions from chat, thank you again, Demi, for coming and hanging out with us and sharing those awesome stories and tidbits about you and allowing us to get to know you better. I felt like I knew you, but I know you quite a bit more,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's more that I have to learn. And so thank you for being so willing to do this for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you guys aren't following him, please go follow him. Check out his content. He's a great man. Watch out for.
We're also
Oh, go ahead.
we're also launching the Mixed Results podcast TikTok page. So if you guys aren't following that, make sure you guys go follow that. We're going to be switching over to that page for our lives pretty soon. We're going to be doing some lives in between the podcasts to kind of get the restrictions and the, availabilities or whatever it is to be able to do more on there. So make sure you go follow that page if you aren't already.
Yeah.
Also launching Mixed Results peanut butters. They're going to have mix-ins. Okay, sorry.
I love peanut butter. I got really excited. I was like, who's doing peanut butter?
You guys are Mixed Results.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh,
I'm in
gosh.
for it. I'm in for it.
Well-
I'll get the LLC.
Okay. Well, thank you all guys for joining. Appreciate it. Hope you guys see you next time. And goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wow.